A lot of people are talking about quitting social media. Well, I don't advocate quitting. Social media is a powerful tool, it's a beautiful platform. I advocate moderation. It's interesting, social media is actually making us antisocial. Right now, thousands of people around the world are sitting with their family and friends and are buried into their phones, addicted to one of those apps. Oh, but I'm not addicted. Well, it depends. Social media is actually designed to be addictive. Some of the best brains of our time are working very hard to ensure you get hooked onto those platforms and you stay there. Studies show that social media releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. And especially more so when you know there is an audience out there liking, sharing, commenting on your post. And then your brain is addicted to more of that stimulation every single time. And then your phone buzzes and you jump on it. Some people are jumping on their phones even when it does not buzz. The phantom vibration syndrome, as they call it. A lot of people are reporting that they feel that their phone buzzed when it actually did not. And this mild or severe social media addiction is fueled by what's called as FOMO, fear of missing out. We have convinced ourselves that it is necessary to always and immediately know what's happening with other people around us. What does that make us do? It makes us compare ourselves with other people all the time. Is it really that important? Is it urgent? Does it really matter? It's interesting. Social media makes it look like other people have a much better, happier life than they really do. I mean, I'm sure you've had this experience. You see somebody's pictures online and then you meet that person in real life and you look at that person and you feel phone, filter or dhoka, isn't it? So what can we do? How do we moderate this usage? So here are some tips. Tip number 1, kill the notifications. See, those notifications have no respect for your privacy. They pop up anytime, all the time. Right? And you're doing something important, you're focusing, and then you see that notification, you check your phone, boom, 20 minutes gone, isn't it? So what I recommend you do is you remove these notifications from your phone. You go to the settings and pick the app for which you want to remove the notifications and just remove those notifications. Otherwise, those notifications are unpredictable and hence the addictiveness of the platform, pretty much like the slot machines in the gambling scenario, right? So kill the notifications. Tip number 2, redesign your home screen. What do you really want to see on your home screen? See, that open social media app sitting on your home screen is actually an invitation, a very tempting invitation for a lot of wastage of time. So what I recommend you do is you bundle all the social media apps into a separate folder and keep that folder away from the home screen. Make it hard for yourself to reach that app. Also, if you can use some apps on your computer, on your laptop instead of your phone, that's also going to help you a lot. Tip number 3, specific social media time. You choose. You pick some times during the day where you consciously go on social media and you have fun over there, do whatever you want to do, but you choose. Yeah. Specific time, not all the time. Don't do empty, mindless scrolling. Yeah. Choose. Tip number 4, digital detox. I'm sure you've heard this term before, but have you done it? So I recommend maybe once a week or once in a fortnight, just for one day, keep your social media apps away. You can even delete them for one day. What I do personally is once in a few months, I sit on a silence meditation program where I don't use my phone at all for 2 or 3 days. I tell you, it's a beautiful feeling. Give it a shot. Tip number 5, put alarms on those apps. Limit your social media usage on a particular app. So for example, go to Instagram and activate this feature where you can set a daily stop, a limit to how many minutes you want to spend on Instagram every day. Same with other apps, Twitter, Facebook, whatever other apps you use. But put an alarm and limit your daily usage. Tip number 6, out of sight is out of mind. So when you're sitting to do something important, keep your phone out of your sight. Keep it in a different room altogether, out of your reach. Otherwise, you're always tempted to check it. Out of sight is out of mind. So those were 6 tips for better usage of social media. There are also some hygiene factors, some best practices on social media. The first best practice is about social media and sleep ethics. It's amazing how many people are reporting bad sleep quality these days. So, half an hour or 1 hour before you go to bed, no screen time, no social media. It's very interesting. The thought with which you go to bed, probably the last thought in your head before you sleep, is the first thought in the morning. Your brain will prime you for the similar kind of activity the moment you wake up. So it's very important to see in what frame of mind are you going into sleep. So no social media half an hour or 1 hour before you sleep. Second hygiene practice, best practice, is no phone policy. When you're walking, when you're talking, you're having a conversation, when you're eating, when you're driving, no phone at all. Just be very strict with this, no phone policy. And third, don't be a part of hate speech on social media. That's not why you join social media, right? There is so much hate speech out there, so much negativity. Just choose not to be a part of that. In fact, I recommend that you specifically follow some handles on social media who typically disagree with your viewpoint. A lot of people only follow a particular set of handles, like creating a bubble, and in that bubble you are always right, and you're surrounded by people who think the same way as you do. But I mean, you can express your viewpoints, you can be sharing your opinions, but just don't be a part of the hate speech. It doesn't help anybody. Oh yeah, one more. Use the night mode filters, the blue light filters. It's very interesting. If you look at social media, they have these bright colored icons, red, orange, yellow, green, because these are very attractive. If you grayscale your phone, you will see that the attraction will go down. So use the night mode on your phone. And the last thing I want to talk about is how are we training our children to use social media. This can have a huge implication on the whole planet in the years to come. Do children really need to be on social media? If yes, how much time is enough? But there needs to be a discussion on this. Children are going to imitate their parents, their older siblings. In fact, it's very interesting. Some of the CEOs of these tech companies, these social media giants, they've gone on record to share that they don't give access of these tools to their own children. While we create these tools for other people's children, but they're very selective on what they expose their children to, because they understand how harmful this can be. So to all the parents out there, to everybody out there, we need to be careful about this. So let's recap. The 6 tips to moderate your social media habits. Tip number 1, kill the notifications. Tip number 2, redesign your home screen. Tip number 3, specific social media time you choose. No, don't do empty scrolling. Tip number 4, a digital detox. However frequently you want it, but a digital detox. Tip number 5, set those alarms. Limit your time on that app. And tip number 6, out of sight is out of mind. When you're doing something important, keep the phone away. Hygiene practices. 1, make sure that you're not a part of the hate speech on social media. 2nd, no phone policy. And 3rd, no screen time half an hour before you go to bed. And finally, let's protect the innocence of our children. Now, you've heard this before. The most difficult part is to actually do it. The hardest part is to start. So as soon as you stop watching this video, first thing you do is go and kill those notifications. Believe me, this is going to help. Right? And I just shared my tips, but if you have any suggestions on what we can do to cut down social media, to moderate social media activity, please share it in the comments section. And let's discuss this more. Let's send this message wide and far. We created social media. Let's not become enslaved to this. Let's use this platform to our advantage. So I really hope you liked this video. Please leave your comments and subscribe to this channel and watch this space for more videos coming your way.